So, in today's really competitive engineering world, what's the actual difference between a good engineer and a great one? Well, today we're going to dig into the profile of Nguyen Duy Vuong to see what specific skills and experiences really define a top-tier pro in modern construction.
I think it's best to start with his own words because this really sets the stage. This isn't just someone looking for a paycheck. He's actively seeking a challenge. And let's be real, in an industry that's all about solving incredibly complex problems, that mindset, that drive to learn and grow, that's what you look for.
Okay, at first glance, this probably looks like a chaotic jumble of lines, right? But what you're actually looking at is the digital nervous system of a massive modern building. This is where every single pipe, every duct, every wire is perfectly placed before anyone even breaks ground. And behind all this digital precision is the engineer who makes it all happen.
So, let's properly meet him. This is Nguyen Duy Vuong. He's an HVAC engineer, that's heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. But, and this is key, he's also a BIM specialist. BIM stands for Building Information Modeling, and it's the absolute game changer in construction right now. Having both of those skills puts him right at that sweet spot where the physical building meets the digital world.
See, an engineer's real value today isn't just about theory from a textbook. It's about being a master of a really powerful digital toolkit. I mean, these software programs are the very foundation of modern construction. They're what make everything so accurate and efficient. So, let's take a look at what's in his arsenal.
And here it is. You've got your industry standards, of course, like Revit for all the 3D modeling and AutoCAD. But look closer. You've got specialized stuff like Navisworks for coordination, Carrier HAP for doing these incredibly complex cooling calculations, and even Fusor for planning out the construction sequence over time. This isn't just a list of programs. It's an arsenal of solutions for pretty much any problem you can throw at him.
And this brings us to a really critical point. Anyone can learn the basics of a program. That's just the tip of the iceberg. The real value, the magic, happens when you've mastered that software so well, you can push it to its absolute limits to solve unique, complicated problems.
And this is the perfect example of exactly what I'm talking about. On the left, you see this super dense technical drawing from a manufacturer for a sliding door system. On the right, that's the fully intelligent 3D model, or family as it's called in Revit, that Vuong built from scratch. He literally translated that flat 2D info into a functional digital asset the whole team can use. That is a seriously high-level skill.
So, okay, he has this powerful toolkit, but how does that actually help on a real project? Because having the tools is one thing. Using them to bring order to the absolute chaos of a massive construction site, well, that's where an engineer really shows their worth.
So let me ask you a question that probably keeps project managers up at night. You've got thousands of pipes, ducts, beams, all designed by different teams, all fighting for the same space. How in the world do you stop them from physically crashing into each other during construction, which causes huge delays and costs a ton of money?
And here's your answer. It's brilliant, really. You find the problems in the digital world so they never happen in the real world. This screen is a clash detection report. Every single line item you see is a potential disaster. A pipe that's about to hit a beam, a duct that's in the wrong spot, that's been found and can now be fixed with a few clicks. It's proactive problem solving that saves an unbelievable amount of time and money.
So what happens when you apply that kind of digital skill to real-world projects? Well, the results aren't just buildings, they're landmarks. The impact of this kind of expertise is literally changing city skylines. Let's take a look at what he's helped build.
Just take a look at this. This is the BIM model for the Taipei Twin Tower. We're talking about a massive landmark skyscraper. When you're contributing to a project of this scale, it just proves you can operate at the absolute highest level of the industry.
Now let's zoom in. We're going from the huge, sweeping view of the tower right down into its mechanical heart, the chiller plant room. A space this dense, where every single connection is critical, modeling and coordinating this requires just incredible precision. It shows he's got a handle on both the big picture and the tiny, crucial details.
And he doesn't just do skyscrapers. His portfolio is amazingly versatile. We're talking everything from a massive airport terminal to residential towers to food factories to high-tech industrial plants. This shows his skills are flexible and can be adapted to pretty much any engineering challenge out there.
So when you start putting all these pieces together, the deep technical knowledge, the experience on these huge projects, a really clear picture starts to form. It's what you'd call a complete skill set, and it creates a real advantage.
And you can see it in his career path.
It's not a long one, but wow, look at that upward curve. He goes from an intern to an outsourced role and then to a full-blown HVAC engineer at a major firm, all in a very short time. Each step is a clear sign of more responsibility and more trust.
And this, right here, is what really makes the difference. The hard skills, the technical stuff, are obviously there. We've seen that. But they're backed up by crucial soft skills, communication, teamwork, being a fast learner. When you combine those two things, that's when you get someone who is truly invaluable to a team.
Which really brings us to the final, and I think most important question. When you see this kind of ambition, combined with these deep technical skills and proven results on major projects, you just have to ask yourself, what could this expertise build for your team?